Hello Harry Potter friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm reviewing Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. I got the chance to attend the world premiere of Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore in London on Tuesday the 29th of March. It was a very surreal experience, but an absolute amazing one. We got to walk the red carpet, we got to see the stars of the movie, there were lots of photo opportunities, and we also got to watch the full movie at the end too. It was very dreamlike, an incredible night. I've done a lot of short videos on here about the premiere and the red carpet. If you're interested to know what happens behind the scenes, do check them out. So today it's all about the review of the film Secrets of Dumbledore. This video will contain lots of spoilers, so I recommend you watch the movie and come back to this video and then watch and see what my opinions are, and please do share yours too, because I'd love to hear what you thought as well. So the spoiler warning going up now. Okay, so let's start. What did I like the most about the movie? As much as I loved Johnny Depp as well, and as much as I was upset that he had to leave in the way that he did, Mads Mikkelsen as Grindelwald is absolutely amazing. The way he takes on the character of Grindelwald, he didn't take anything off of how Johnny Depp portrayed Grindelwald at all. There was no sort of mimicking his portrayal of Grindelwald or copying it. He just completely took it on and made it his own, which was absolutely amazing to see. In his scenes, it just seems very effortless the way he portrays Grindelwald, and it actually makes you feel quite eerie and it's quite scary because he's just so calm. You can really sense that he has this very evil, scary side to him. So yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, 10 out of 10. What else did I love? As always, I've always loved Jude Law as the young Dumbledore. He's done an amazing job in the last film, and I had no doubt that he would continue doing that. He's such an amazing actor as well, and his portrayal of young Dumbledore is just like how I would imagine a young Dumbledore to be like. His scenes with Grindelwald are very powerful. The scene between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Now, this scene for me was very intense, and it made me feel like it was such a good start to the movie. So we see Dumbledore and Grindelwald in a restaurant setting, talking to each other face to face, and declaring, there's this one line in there where Dumbledore says, "Because I did it because I loved you." And it's just like, what? Already the start of the movie, they've already declared that. That's a really good start. The chemistry between Dumbledore and Grindelwald is fire. I just wish there was more of it to see. One of the things I wished there was more of was more from them too. You know, they are these amazing characters. They are these amazing actors as well. And I think if they'd pushed their characters a bit more for that chemistry, it would have worked so well. But that's nothing on the actors. That's just, you know, something that didn't happen. There is this really good scene between Credence and Dumbledore where they have this fight scene quite early on in the film, and they don't really explain the water and the fire, but there's a lot of water and fire. It kind of feels like a Matrix kind of scene where they kind of go into this other dimension, or a slower one, or like Dumbledore slows it down and, you know, he's trying to get through to Credence and trying to get it to explain it to him, but Credence is just like not having it. I thought they did that really well. There's a new character called Lally. She is a professor at the Ilvermorny American School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and she actually is really amazing. She really is a great character, and I'm quite excited to see more from her. She is a fantastic character to look out for. And then we have Newt and Jacob, and as always they are both still as amazing as they have been in the first two films. Newt just has this presence to him which makes you enjoy every scene that he's in, and the same with Jacob. I'll talk about Jacob a little bit later. So another character who really stood out for me was Bunty. Bunty is the assistant of Newt, and she was a lot more confident in this movie. It was nice to see her come out of her shell and just be a lot more sort of bolder. You know, she is a witch as well after all, so yeah, it was nice to see her sort of doing her thing and, you know, being in her element. There were rumours that she was related to the Weasleys somehow, but there was no mention of that, so we still don't really know where she's come from. The beasts are also very enjoyable, so we get to see the Niffler again, whose name is Teddy. We get to see Pickett, the Bowtruckle, and they are just really hilarious. Their scenes are one of the funniest in the film. And there's also another funny scene as well where Newt does the crab dance, and he makes Theseus do it as well. It is a very, very enjoyable scene. Another scene with Newt featuring a new beast which plays a very important role in the storyline of this movie. I think the beast is called a Chilean beast. I've not heard of it before, so I'll do a bit more research afterwards, and I'm sure there will be some more information that will come out about it. And that's another very moving scene. It's quite a heart-wrenching scene, and so this beast possesses very powerful magic. It allows you to see into the future. Now, as you can imagine, why that would be a very useful beast to someone like Grindelwald. The magic was absolutely amazing, and so is the music. The soundtrack of this movie is also very, very, very good. I can't wait to listen to it again and more. There's loads of hints of the music from the Harry Potter films embedded in it, as well as, you know, the music from the first two films. It's very dynamic, it's very magical, it's very fitting, so they've done a really good job with that. I love seeing how magic is brought to life in today's day and age with the special effects that we have, and again, it did not disappoint. The fight scenes are absolutely amazing. The magic is really, really good. It's just so effortless. It is really spellbinding. There's one scene in particular which is set in Berlin. I think it's around World War II. It's very war rallies and very dark times vibe going on. The imagery and visuals are very beautiful and captivating to look at. Mina Lima and team did a brilliant job with the graphics. I also love all the costumes. There are some very stunning items of clothing with gorgeous details. So what did I not like about it? So when I came out of the screening, I just had like mixed feelings. I didn't come out thinking, wow, that was an amazing movie. I think the reason for that was sort of the things that didn't quite work for me, and they were the Secrets of Dumbledore. Again, with the last film, Crimes of Grindelwald, you kind of wonder, is that all we get for the Secrets of Dumbledore? So Dumbledore and Grindelwald finally declare that they love each other, but it just feels like as if we've gone from one movie where they don't mention anything about their love to the next movie where they're openly saying that they loved each other, and we want to see the bit in between. You know, there was nothing there about the bit in between, and I think both of the characters as well as the actors would have done an amazing job if we got to see that in between bit. And I think that's something that we as fans were kind of looking forward to a bit more. Maybe that could have played a bit more in the Secrets of Dumbledore, something which we hadn't ever read before in the books, something we hadn't seen before in the past in the films. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing for me. The next secret, or I think the only other secret, is Credence's identity. So Credence in this movie, I don't know, it just feels... It just doesn't fit anywhere. It feels like as if it's just been plonked in there just to sort of keep the storyline moving, or just for the sake of it. So the biggest plot line is we get to know who Credence is. So Credence is Aberforth's son, a son which he had to give up when he was born. So that's the story we're given, and I was just really disappointed at the way this was just revealed. So it's revealed as Newt is eavesdropping on a conversation between Dumbledore and Aberforth, and that's how we find out. I felt no connection to it. You know, there's been all these rumours about who Credence could be, how he's related to Dumbledore, and you know, they kind of made it clear right from the starting. But I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. It just feels like as if it's just, again, being put in there just for the sake of it. It just felt really random. They didn't really explain much more about it. There's scenes where Dumbledore and Aberforth are talking about their past, but it's nothing new. It's nothing new that we've not learnt before. He speaks about Ariana a bit, but again, it's information that we already know from the books, and a bit from the movie. Yes, if you haven't read the books before, you won't really know that information, but if you have read the books, you'll know quite a bit about what happened during that time. And that's about it. There isn't really any other Secrets of Dumbledore. So I don't think the movie name does much justice to the movie. So the story centres around the wizarding world looking for a leader, a minister of magic of the wizarding world. One of the things that was really disappointing for me was that it was set in Brazil, and Santos, who is the Brazilian Minister of Magic, we never get to see Brazil. We don't see the Brazilian wizarding world at all. It's filmed in Berlin as well, and like I said before, the Berlin scenes are really, really good. And then the other scenes are filmed in Bhutan, and them scenes are what we see basically in the trailer. So that was my other really big disappointment. Everything that we saw in the trailer is kind of what we get in the film. There was nothing more. There was nothing extra that I felt really excited about, and that really disappointed me. I was really excited to see the other locations, but there wasn't really anything. We don't even really get to see the other ministers speak much. It's definitely a massive step up from the last film. I felt like the last film was really, really slow. It developed really slowly. There's so much going on, whereas this film is quite fast-paced, and too fast-paced at times, I feel. And I don't know, I didn't feel like there was a connection between all of it. I mean, like I said, the characters and the actors are great, but there was a lack of connection with the story. So the ending of it, as you know, is where the Blood Pact is destroyed. So that means Dumbledore and Grindelwald can move against each other now. So I guess it will get a lot darker in the next film, where Dumbledore and Grindelwald will finally have their battle, their duel. And as we know, Dumbledore does defeat him. But in what way, we shall find out. Just going back to something I liked again, because I've only remembered it, but Dumbledore and Grindelwald have this moment as they're sort of fighting where they look at each other. It's a great scene. That's the amazing chemistry which they have, and I just wanted more of. What was the point of McGonagall and Tina being in there? So there's that one scene when McGonagall visits Dumbledore and tells him some information about Grindelwald, and when I saw it in the trailer, I didn't even actually realise that was McGonagall. I thought it was Bunty. And it's just so pointless having McGonagall in there. Like, she's not even supposed to be in this timeline anyway, but if you have they'd already mentioned it in the last movie, we'd already seen her. If she's in this movie, then at least give us something else. But that's all we get. The scenes in Hogwarts, I thought I'd be super excited about, and when you see the Hogwarts castle, people were like kind of squealing and really excited and stuff, but again, they just felt really forced. I remember in the last movie, in Crimes of Grindelwald, when we first saw Hogwarts, again, that was really an epic moment where we were like, oh my gosh, we get to go back to Hogwarts, we get to see Dumbledore as a professor, there's a class going on, and it just felt really nice, and the way it was fitted in that movie. But in this one, it just kind of felt like they just needed to mention it for the sake of it, for Harry Potter fans, and it just didn't feel like it fitted well. We also get explained why Jacob has a wand, and of course it's a fake wand. And he goes to Hogwarts as well, and he sits in the Great Hall. And I actually thought that scene would be really good, but it isn't really all that. Which I was disappointed about. These scenes do look beautiful. They they've reimagined them all these years on from the original Harry Potter movie, so I guess that is something nice to see. But yeah, all of Jacob's scenes are hilarious. Any bit that he is in, he makes up for where the story lacks, or where we could easily pick out at where something doesn't fit right or feel right. and then he comes in with a joke, and then you kind of forget about it for a while, which I thought was cleverly done. And as for Tina, I know like so many people were saying, where is Tina, where is Tina? So the actress who plays Tina, she was at the premiere. So she's just in like for a second in one part of the film, and then she just appears right at the end for about 5 minutes. That's all she's in it. Now I'm not sure why they've done that, or what the reason for it was, but was it to do with some personal reasons why she wasn't able to commit film time to it, or whether there was something else they didn't want to concentrate on Newt and Tina's storyline in this film. But there was actually no point of her being in this film. So there's lots of extra characters in there as well, some that we saw from the past movies. So Vinda Rosier, she was amazing in the last movie. A lot of the characters don't have much to say, but their presence is quite amazing, and she's one of them. She looked amazing again. Her presence is quite scary, and she's quite a badass. So she was really nice to see again as well. And then we had Yusuf Kama. Now his storyline was really long-winded in the last movie. I felt like they didn't really know what to do with his character in this film, so that was quite disappointing. Then we had Lally. She's an amazing new character who's introduced into this film. Aberforth Dumbledore, he plays Dumbledore's brother really well. Queenie's character, so she's on Grindelwald's side, she's doing the whole reading of minds and things like that, but she's in a lot of pain, and she's suffering, and she doesn't want to be there, which, yeah, I didn't really think much of. I guess it was okay, but it didn't like sort of stand out for me. It was nice to see that she does come back to the good side at the end, and her and Jacob get married at the end. That was quite cute to see them both together again. Theseus, he was a great character in the last movie. He didn't stand out as much in this one. There was no mention of Nagini, so we have no idea what happens to her. So like I said, my feelings are very mixed after coming out of that and after having watched that. And I think that because of the whole premiere experience, it kind of made me enjoy it that much more, because of like seeing the stars in the screening room, and before that, and the whole experience of the premiere as well, walking the red carpet. It sort of elevated that whole entire experience. Whereas I think if I'd gone to see it in cinemas, it would have been a bit more different. I think I'd probably give this film a 6 out of 10, but I wasn't overly enthused by it, overexcited by it, and because I've got very mixed feelings around some of the plot lines, I don't know, I just feel disappointed in some areas we thought they might have really sort of picked up on and given it to us fans. But I think despite all that, it's much, much better than the last film, and a must-see if you're a fan of the Wizarding World. After all, it's the next chapter in the saga, so whether you watch it in the cinemas or wait for it to release on a streaming platform, definitely check it out if you get a chance. So yeah, they're my thoughts. Let me know what you think. If you have seen the movie, tell me what your thoughts were, what your favourite bits were, what you didn't like. These are my opinions. Most of you might really enjoy it, so do let me know whether you think completely the opposite of me, and what scenes you really enjoyed in the movie, and your thoughts on it as well, and any opinions that you might have, whether they're the same or different to mine. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed listening to my review of it. I will be watching it again soon, just to see if I've missed anything. Until then, take care, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.